Hey guys, I'm John, and growing up as a little kid, I loved to play soccer. That was my favorite thing to do. I used to go outside and play soccer and juggle for hours. I would, every time between school, I would try and go outside and I would skip playing, doing my schoolwork to go outside and juggle. I would research soccer. I even did a speech on soccer. I used to dream about soccer. I would catch myself during math daydreaming about soccer and about the different plays I was going to do in the game that night. When people would think about John, they would think about soccer and bagels and cream cheese. Basically, soccer was what I loved. It was my favorite thing to do. It was my passion. But I remember when I was 16 years old, the Lord began to open my eyes to see who Jesus was and the life that I could have in Jesus. I began to get convicted about how I was wasting my time on so many other things, especially about soccer. And so I remember thinking, man, I really need to stop playing soccer then. That's exactly what I began to do. I began to pull back out of soccer. I didn't play as much, and I began to almost even despise it a little bit because I thought that now that I was following Jesus, that he couldn't ever redeem this in my life or use this for anything for him, so it was worthless, it was pointless. But the Lord began to show me through a series of events that that was so wrong, that actually God didn't want me to throw it out. He wanted me to give it to him so that he could use it. One quick example story was, I remember I was on a trip in Ecuador and we were at a school. There was all these different kids there, a bunch of different age groups at this school. But the older kids were always so hard to connect with. You never really talked with them. They would like dare each other to come up and talk with us, and they would always stand off and just laugh and stay away, especially the older guys. And I remember one time there was this group of older guys and they were all juggling a soccer ball. There was about 10 of them. I saw the soccer ball and I walked over to where the group was, and they were all juggling, and I got in a circle and I began to juggle with them, and I began to do a bunch of different moves that I had been learning and practicing, and the group began to grow. And for about 10 or 15 minutes the group kept growing till there was about 35 different guys that were in this group. And by the end of juggling with them, they were ecstatic. They were so excited. They were jumping around and they loved it. The barrier had been broken with soccer. The thing that I thought I had been wasting my life on before. God used even soccer as common ground to show his love to these people. That God can use anything if we're willing to give it to him. I just really want to encourage you that once you give him whatever it is that is your talent, that just watch. Watch and see that God is going to use that to advance his kingdom and to bring his will on this earth just like it is in heaven.